What is primary amoebic meningoencephalitis? Primary amoebic meningoencephalitis is a disease caused by infection with Naegleria Fowleri. It is also commonly called a brain-eating amoeba. This infection destroys brain tissue, causing severe brain swelling and death in most cases. Naegleria Fowleri is a thermophilic and free-living amoeba. It is primarily found in warm and hot freshwater environments such as ponds, lakes, rivers, hot springs, and poorly maintained swimming pools. As temperatures rise, its population tends to increase. The amoeba is a type of cell, or unicellular organism, with the ability to alter its shape primarily by extending and retracting pseudopods. Naegleria Fowleri exists in three forms: cyst, trophozoite, amoeboid, and biflagellate. While it does not form cysts in solid human tissue, where only the amoeboid trophozoite stage is present, the flagellate form has been discovered in cerebrospinal fluid. The trophozoite stage is the infective phase for humans, during which the organism can actively feed and replicate. The trophozoite attaches to the olfactory epithelium, follows the axons of olfactory receptor neurons through the cribriform plate in the nasal cavity, and enters the brain. To endure harsh environmental conditions, trophozoites transform into microbial cysts. The cysts are spherical, single-layered structures enclosing a single-cell nucleus. Acting as a resilient capsule, the cyst enables the amoeba to withstand adverse circumstances. The flagellate stage of Naegleria Fowleri is pear-shaped and with two flagella. This stage can be inhaled into the nasal cavity. The flagellate form develops when trophozoites are exposed to a change in ionic strength, such as being placed in distilled water. The flagellate form does not exist in human tissue, but can be present in the cerebrospinal fluid. Once inside the nasal cavity, the flagellated form transforms into a trophozoite within a few hours. A 24-year-old man is brought to the emergency department due to seizures. He has had 2 days of worsening fever, headache, and vomiting. Physical examination shows signs of meningeal irritation. The patient rapidly becomes comatose and dies 48 hours later despite aggressive medical care. Autopsy examination shows congested leptomeninges with fibrino-purulent exudate. Microscopy reveals numerous amoeba in the exudate and brain tissue. The most likely portal of entry of the pathogen into the central nervous system is the olfactory nerve. Primary amoebic meningoencephalitis is a rare, highly fatal condition caused by the free-living, flagellated protozoan Naegleria Fowleri. This pathogen resides in warm fresh water 30 to 45 degrees Celsius and moist soil. Humans are primarily exposed when the organism comes into contact with nasal mucosa during recreational water activities, for example, swimming, diving, water skiing, unchlorinated hot tub bathing. Although serologic evidence of exposure is widespread, only a small number of individuals develop invasive disease, around 300 known cases. Patients typically have rapidly progressive meningeal signs, cranial nerve deficits, and confusion. Cerebrospinal fluid analysis with wet mount can usually identify motile trophozoites. Although treatment should be attempted, almost all patients die within 2 to 3 days. Rabies migrates centrally through peripheral nerves to the spinal cord, and then rapidly ascends to the brain. Patients with rabies usually have preceding history of animal bite. Furthermore, rabies is a virus, not an amoeba, and it generally presents with several days of constitutional symptoms followed by fever, hydrophobia, and pharyngeal spasm. Most bacterial and fungal causes of meningitis enter the brain via the hematologic dissemination, for example, basilar artery. Although meningeal signs, vomiting and headache frequently occur, the Amoebis would not be seen in the cerebrospinal fluid. The oculomotor and optic nerve do not generally transmit infections into the brain. The herpes virus can travel via the trigeminal nerve into the brain, leading to temporal lobe encephalitis. Primary amoebic encephalitis occurs when the free-living, motile protozoan Naegleria Fowleri penetrates the olfactory mucosa and migrates in a retrograde fashion through the olfactory nerve to the brain. This rare, deadly infection primarily occurs after exposure to warm, fresh water during recreational activities.